whatever products you're selling right now, you most likely have competitors that are selling a similar product, or most likely the same product just packaged in a different way. And if you're running ads that still look like this in 2026 to beat your competitors, most likely you're just losing the game. And in this video I will show you exactly how in our agency we help brands to beat their competitors on paid ads and maximize their return on ad spend as much as possible. As you can see, these are just some results that we have reached for different brands in 3 different niches, so this system works whatever niches or industry you're applying this to. So let me jump on my screen and I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. How to beat your competitors on Meta ads. This is gonna be a full strategy breakdown, and with this exact strategy I was able to jump into brand ad accounts on Meta and increase their ROAS by at least 50%. Even for the most difficult brands, stuck at 0.33x ROAS. So this is the one. Brand number 1, 0.33x. To 2.02 is a 500% increase in return on ad spend, and they stopped running ads for a year, by the way, so that's why I'm comparing year by year. So we're comparing December 2025 versus December 2024, so another agency versus us. We manage it in 2025. As you can see, the ROAS is 2.02, the average ROAS, and the previous year was 0.33. Then they stopped because 0.33 ROAS, you need to stop, of course, and they couldn't find anyone until we started working with them in December 2025, actually late November, and these are the results. This is another brand stuck at 2.20x ROAS, and 1 month after working with them and applying this strategy, we were able to increase the ROAS to 4.73, so 114 increase in return on ad spend. And this is another brand between March and April, 1 month after working with them again, from 2.61 to 5.10 with a 95% increase in ROAS. By the way, we're spending also a lot of money on Meta ads, so everything that we see and everything that I'm gonna say in this video is based on real experience. This is how much we spent last month, actually the first 20 days of December, almost 2 million so far. And this is like just one of our clients last month, November 2025, we spent 80k and we got 461k back for 5.71 return on the ad spend. So let me actually jump on the overall process and system. If your strategy right now is focusing on highlighting why your product is better than your competitors, then I have bad news for you, of course, because this is not gonna work. So the problem is that whatever product you're selling, you're most likely competing with other brands that are selling probably the exact same product or just a variation. This means that most of us are within a solution-aware market. So you're most likely within this solution-aware market as well, where people already know X number of products that can solve their problems already. So why they should choose your product instead? Let me actually show you some example. This is the example I showed before. This is a skincare niche. This is a supplement brand, and this is a cookware brand. And so as you can see in 3 different niches, by applying the same strategy, we increase the ROAS by at least 90%. A lot of people think that the problem is in their ad account setup, the ad account structure, or the creatives, but in reality is in their messaging and the ads strategy. Why? Your ads most likely look like this. Then if that's the case, that's probably the reason why your ROAS is low and you cannot actually beat your competitors. Like, you're probably asking, why my competitors are scaling like crazy? I see they have like 500, 1,000 ads active and I can only like have 20 ads and then my return on ad spend is so low. That's probably the reason. Like, if you do this kind of ads, of course it's not gonna work. And most likely other brands, they have a different market awareness already. They have a different brand awareness, already. So if you want to compete against them, you need to go there with the proper card, the proper strategy to actually play against them, right? Now, do you think someone will buy your product trusting your ads that says that your product is better than the others? This is my question for you. So if I look at this one, right? And then this ads is run by this brand here, and this brand here is telling me that his own brand is better than another one. Of course, it's gonna tell me that it's better, right? So like the question for you is, do you think people will trust? Like, if you see an ad, my ad, of saying my agency is the best compared to the other agency, like, are you gonna trust me based on what? You know, you want to have proof. You want to have more information, right? And that's one key thing that you need to keep in mind. Think like this. People basically would say, of course, that they're saying their product is better. What else they can say, right? So imagine now all your competitors doing the same, all the ads looking the same, comparing their products to the other. There is no winner in this game, right? So what makes someone buy from you instead of a competitor, you might think that is basically because your product has an additional feature or an additional function, but that's wrong. People buy from the brand that they trust the most. I say that again. People buy from the brand that they trust the most. And this is basically everything that you need to keep in mind when you build the entire strategy. Your only goal is to maximize your brand trust. And do you think these comparison ads are maximizing the trust of your brand, or actually the opposite, Like, I trust you now because you're telling me that your product is better. That's probably the reason why your ROAS is actually low right now. So what is the actual game plan? Number one, don't show, prove it. You need to have more trust and proof for your brand. Instead of telling why your product is better or your brand is better, you need either to prove it or you need other people to prove it for you. Prove it, what I mean. Studies test on your products. Let's say you sell a supplement brand. Why your product is better? Do you have some studies or some kind of research that show you that you have a better formula or something like that you can actually prove? Real life test. Use videos to show tests that you have done with your product. Independent tests that done by you with actual proof that shows that the product is effective. Think about it. How many brands are doing this? Not many, of course, right? And then on the other side, you have let others say it, which is most likely what you're already doing until a certain extent. Whitelisted ads, theme pages, doctor or researchers, awards that you've won, celebrities endorsement, real reviews, show publications, podcast ads, YouTube video ads, YouTube video reviews, street interviews, all these things together combined help you to boost the trust because there are other people talking good, saying good things about your brand. And this is how you can increase the trust. Now, you're most likely saying, oh, but I'm running ads from my own page. So of course, even if I show a podcast, it's still from my own page. Well, you don't necessarily have to. That's why there is a theme page ad system here. Basically, you use third-party blogs or third-party pages to run ads rather than showing your actual brand name. It's going to show another page name or another person name if you're running with a doctor or like an influencer. And then what you want to do, you don't necessarily have to drive people to your website. You can even drive people to another website, like a blog article, a pre-lender, and then from there they go to your website. Then you need to find expert, and then you need to whitelist ads with their account. So only their account needs to be shown on the ads, and they need to use and leverage their position as a doctor, their identity as a doctor, ideally a famous doctor with a blue tick. You need to use that and leverage that to drive people to your website. And all the other things, awards that you have won, celebrities endorsement, real reviews, share publication, all these things, you can simply just use the ads or just show them directly on the website, on the landing page that you have. And then all the other things, those are like external things that you can do as well. The second pillar here is understand the user journey is non-linear. So if you understand the user journey is non-linear, you have a better understanding of how you should move when you do these kind of things. People don't look just at your ads website and then they buy. I mean, of course, there are some people that do that, but the vast majority, they need to have more information. They need to compare, of course, right? And then the journey is multi-channel and multi-platform. That means that people can see your ad, then your website, then they go read independent reviews, they go read forums, they go on YouTube, they search your product, and then they will come with this question. Do I trust the fact that this product will work for me? So the product you are selling. So imagine your customers, potential customer asking themselves, do I trust the fact that this product is going to work for me? Then if the answer is no, they're not going to buy. If the answer is yes, they're going to buy. As simple as that. And so your goal is to maximize this trust here. The third element, the third pillar that you can do is that you need to understand that you need to have an omnipresence strategy. What is this omnipresence strategy? Is basically understanding that you don't have just to show proof or trust within your ads or landing pages or your website, but you need to extend this to third parties, websites, or sites overall, socials of other people talking good about your brand. And they need to be honest. They need to show transparency when they talk about it. So, and that's also something you have to do. Let me give you some examples. You want to trigger some Reddit conversations. That's something that a lot of brands don't understand, that they don't do. Basically what you want to do, you want to trigger conversations inside Reddit, and you want to have people to answer there, to reply to the question, and then engage. You also need to engage in these conversations. And another thing is using Trustpilot. So you're having a good Trustpilot with some reviews is going to do well. Now, when it comes to Reddit, you need to spark conversation about a product or a brand. let's say for instance you sell I don't know, like an appetite suppressant, for instance, whatever, and then you ask a question about an appetite suppressant in general, know your product, and then other people reply, and then you can say, oh, I've noticed this product is working well, but they won't understand your opinion. By doing this, it feels like an organic thing, right? And then people go search for your product, and then some of them might already buy your product, so they leave a comment, they reply, and you can engage in the conversation as well. And also you need to comment to others asking for opinion about what is the best solution for this problem. Then when it comes to Trustpilot, you ideally want to ask reviews to the VIP customers, so the ideally customers that have at least made 3 purchases from your website, because they most likely like your product, so they're most likely going to leave you a very high review, a very good review. And so you want to have this review inside Trustpilot or like third party's website. These 2 things already are the most valuable things that you can do outside from your website and ads, but that will boost your trust to the maximum, because the trust that people get by reading Reddit or checking on, Trustpilot website, or even like reviews, independent reviews, are much higher than the trust that they can get when they look at your website or landing page. Other 2 things are magazine publications and YouTube video reviews. Something that I see still a lot of brands don't do is that they don't leverage YouTube to generate reviews and testimonials and, boost their trust. And the thing is that YouTube is connected to Google, so when you search something on Google, most likely it's going to appear on YouTube. And most likely people want to see a video, independent video, not an ad, an organic video of someone talking about the product and actually giving real thoughts, like real life experience about using your product. What are the benefits, pros and cons? So you need to be aware that you need to have a good product, of course, and you need to ask people that you work with to be transparent about their reviews and whatever they say, because the more transparent you are, the more trust they will have in your product, because they can see through the video. You can see when someone is saying something that is not true, or if they're saying something that is true. Especially like if you say only good things, of course, it's not going to be a good video, right? Because of course it looks like someone paid to say all the good things. So you need to be transparent and be like, say what is good and say what is bad, because no one is perfect. So you need to talk about advantages and disadvantages. But overall, ideally, you want people to suggest a product. So the video could be like, these are the advantages, these are the disadvantages. But overall, I suggest to have this because I've seen an improvement for myself and for my other friends. That's an amazing message that you want to have. That's basically it for this video. If you have any question, feel free to leave a comment. I do my best to reply to everyone as usual. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next.